Well, good afternoon. The month of February is Black History Month. Muskogee Public Schools is home to a richly diverse student body. And over the course of this month, each school site has worked diligently to enhance our students' knowledge and understanding about the historical, spiritual, cultural, and social aspects of Black history. Our theme this year is Walking in the Light with Hope. We know that the pandemic has caused us to be socially distant. However, we thought it would be an awesome idea to host a virtual celebration highlighting each school site's Black History Month event. Today, you will see a variety of art forms by MPS students and members of our Muskogee community. We are excited to share this special event with our parents and community stakeholders and hope that you enjoy this special presentation from our students and staff. Thank you.
Well, hello, I'm Dr. McIntosh, principal of New Tech at Cherokee Elementary School. I'm truly excited to share with you today what you're about to see for our first virtual Black History Month celebration. This is truly going to be a great extravaganza where we have brought together various scholars of all grade levels representing many of our sites here throughout the district. Today you're going to see several art forms through song, drumming, even some spoken word that's all in relation to celebrating Black culture. I hope that you truly enjoy this opportunity as we continue to pave the way forward to excellence. Thank you.
Umojo! Umojo means we work together in sunshine and rainy times and all times of weather.
Umojo is Swahili.
Umojo means unity. We work together!
Welcome to our Black History program. Black History Month shows our strength as a nation and how strong we have been during the time of slavery, segregation, and racism. We as African Americans have been through a great deal, and a Black History Month shows how hard our people fought for our freedom. There have been many to remember who fought for us, such as Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, former President Barack Obama, and first Black woman Vice President Kamala Harris, and many others. Black History Month shows the equality of everyone no matter where you're from, how you grew up, and most important, no matter what color skin you have. So let us celebrate the remembrance of those who have paved the way for our freedom and equality. Welcome, and I pray you enjoy our Black History celebration.
Hey, Black child, do you know who you are, who you really are? Do you know you could be who you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey, Black child, do you know you can learn? Do you know you can learn what you try to learn, what you can learn? Hey, Black child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong. Do you know you can be strong if you try to be strong, if you can be strong? Hey, Black child, do you know who you are? Do you know you are strong? Do you know you can learn? Do you know you can be who you want to be if you try to be what you can be?
Well, hello everyone. I just want to encourage you just for a moment. I want you to know no matter what you are going through that you will make it, that you can achieve greatness because it's already in you. I know sometimes in life it seems like it is hard. It seems like the weight of the world is on you and you don't know which way that you can turn. You don't know what you're going to do, but I want you to know that if you just believe in yourself, that you can achieve anything. What do you mean by believe in myself? Reason why I'm telling you that is the only way to do the impossible is to believe before you leave home. You have to know who you are. You have to trust who you are, and you have to believe that you are able to do anything but fail. It is already in you to succeed, but it's time for you to be encouraged. It's time for you to start trusting the process that you have been going through. I want you to know this here. You are not less, but you are more. You don't have to look down on yourself. You are fearfully, you are wonderfully made, and you have got to learn how to celebrate yourself and know who you are from the inside out. What are you trying to tell me? I want you to know that ability is a gift, but character is a choice. You will never have to sacrifice your dignity for your destiny. You already have the ability to be great. All you got to do is start believing within who you are, and don't allow the people around you to reduce you so that they can manage you. You already know that you can achieve greatness. I just want you to start achieving greatness. You can and you will succeed. Let me give you a little story about this here. My kids, I told them I was taking them to Walmart, and so they get so excited whenever they're able to go to Walmart. So as we were on our way to Walmart, they started singing, "We're going to Walmart, we're going to Walmart, we're going to Walmart." They hadn't even got to Walmart Walmart yet, but they were so excited that they started singing. I haven't even bought them anything from Walmart yet, but they were so excited because they were going to Walmart. What is it that you are trying to tell me? You got to learn how to celebrate yourself because you are going some places in life. It might not seem like it right now. You might be walking to those places. Those places might take you a little while to get there, but begin to celebrate you. I don't need nobody to give me a high five. I'll high five myself because I know what I'm in. I know what's going on within me, and I know what I am trying to accomplish. Keep your hope up. I don't care what your storm is. I don't care what the world may seem like. I don't care what mama did. I don't care what daddy did. Keep your hope up. Keep believing in yourself because it is time for you to succeed.
Hello, I am Cassius Green, 5th grader at Tony Getz Elementary. I am also student council president. Today, Ms. Cranford joins us from the great state of Texas. Ms. Cranford has served in a variety of teaching and leadership roles for over 14 years. Ms. Cranford is currently in her second year of serving at Cherokee Elementary. Ms. Cranford, thank you for participating in this interview today.
You're very welcome.
Let's begin. Ms. Cranford, what led you to become an educator for children?
I think that I had some great educators myself. I think about Linda McClure, who was my kindergarten teacher, and we celebrated the birthdays of George Washington with cherry pie and Abraham Lincoln with peanut butter and Lincoln Logs, and so that inspired me to teach like I teach. Donna Rice in elementary school. She was middle school. She was great. She was phenomenal. She danced, she sang, she did all of the things that I do now. She's still one of my great mentors that I love so much. And then in the African American community, we had Jewel Harris, who in the summer would just take kids into her home, and she fed us and she taught us, and we didn't realize that we were even having what would be the equivalent now of like an after school or summer school program. It was just fun. And so I think that I pulled on what I learned from them, and I incorporated it in my classroom every day.
Are there any African Americans from your past which inspire you to become an educator?
Again, Jewel Harris, Hannah Jackson, who was a great educator, phenomenal educator, and my youth worker at church. And then Mary McLeod Bethune, if I would say of any famous person, she was a great African-American educator, activist, civil rights leader, philanthropist. She owned her own college and had the first graduates in 1943 when that was kind of unheard of. And so I think that just those educators in themselves and trying to live the legacy that they instilled in us, and so that is what motivates me and inspires me to do what I'm doing.
If you could meet any notable Black leaders from the past, who would it be, and what would you ask them or speak to them about?
Okay, if I could meet anybody, I would want to meet two people. I'd want to meet Carter G. Woodson, who is the reason that we are celebrating Black History Month. He started this at Black History Week to honor Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. And so I would want to meet him, and I would also want to meet James Weldon Johnson, who wrote what is now so notably known as the Negro National Anthem. He again wrote this poem for the celebration of Abraham Lincoln's birthday. And so I would want to know from them how they feel about how we are celebrating and how we are using the things that they wrote and the things that they accomplished in the past for us. Like in 2021, what do they think about the mission that they started out with, how it is going today? I would really want to hear from them, especially with all of the controversy that we have around some of those things.
What would you like to share with our viewers about the importance of celebrating Black History Month?
I think that it's important for us to keep in mind as we celebrate Black History Month why it originated, and to keep in mind that Carter G. Woodson started this so that we would learn about our history and also celebrate those that had done great things for us, like Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass and some of the other people that he had in mind. And he chose the month of February because of them. And I know that a lot of times we say, well, this is the shortest month of the year, But I'm African American 365 days a year. And so I think that I celebrate myself, and if we celebrate ourselves and others, and make sure that we celebrate with the intent of every celebration of every culture as they originally wanted us to.
Is there anything else you would like to add as we close, Ms. Cranford?
I think that I would like to just say that it is very important for us to celebrate all people and to get an accurate depiction of the civil rights movement and why we celebrate. I know a lot of people say, why do we have Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month, and all these months? And I think it's because we have been omitted a lot from the history, and to combine all of this in an accurate timeline so that we understand that the civil rights movement was for all people of color and not just for African American people. In my class, we were talking about Cesar Chavez and his fight for the Hispanic demographic, for Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi. We are talking about Anne Frank and how important her diary was to the Jewish community. And so to put an accurate timeline together so that we understand that this was a movement around the world for all people of color, and the Black history part of it is just a section of it. And so I would just say to get an accurate depiction of what all of this is all about and to celebrate all people so that they feel that they are important.
Ms. Cranford, thank you for your time today.
You're very welcome.
Now it comes to the time that I truly love in our celebration, and that is music. Music for Black culture is inspiring. Oh, it gives you a sense of fulfillment. It's also a way in which spiritual, cultural, or even just emancipation through all types of struggle and life circumstances. Music has been significant for Black culture for many, many years. It is presently, and I know it will be in years to come. What you're about to see, scholars even drumming to various rhythmic patterns. We have a scholar at the 7th and 8th grade center who is engaged in a Negro spiritual, and also even the Black History Month choir, giving some celebratory song and measures to encourage and empower us as we continue down the path to instill a light of hope in each and every one of you. I hope that you enjoy this portion of the celebration.
Sweet low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Sweet low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming for me, coming forth to carry me home. Sweet, oh, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Sweet, oh, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming forth to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'm coming too, coming forth to carry me home. Sweet glow, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Sweet low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home.
I've got to have you, Jesus. I just can't make it by myself. I'm gonna fall down on my
now we're moving into sharing our living museum. What is a living museum? A living museum is where we've taken the opportunity to recognize significant individuals who have made notable contributions that are representative to African and African American culture. You will see that our scholars have, in various ways, communicated the research of the historical significance and any contributions that the figure that they have selected has made, which has shaped the world in which we know it today. I hope that you enjoy the exhibitions of our living museum.
Hi everyone, my name is Zernona Clayton. I was born August the 30th, 1930 in Muskogee, Oklahoma. I attended manual training, now called Saddler. In fact, I grew up with a lot of your great-grandparents. After high school, I attended Tennessee State University and graduated schools at University of Chicago. I was involved in the civil rights movement. I investigated job discrimination before moving to Atlanta in 1965. I developed a deep friendship with Dr. King and his wife, Coretta Scott King. In 1967, I became the first black woman in the South to host a primetime television talk show. In the early 1980s, I produced documents for TBS when Ted Turner made me director and vice president of a public affair. In 1993, I created the Trumpet Awards to honor African Americans in a variety of fields. I have received awards for SCLC and the National Association for Equal Opportunities in Higher Education Leadership Awards. Today we learn a little about Zernona Clayton, a civil rights leader and a proud African American. Thank you. Have a great day.
My plan for the future is hope for Muskogee. Hello, I am Mayor Martin Coleman, and I believe Muskogee is too big to dream small. My dream is of a place for us to live, work, and play, just like in New Orleans, where I was born and raised. I served on the city council for 6 years, and now as mayor, I will make sure that Muskogee is a loving place. Like I tell my congregation at the Temple of Hope Church, we must love everyone, just like Dr. King taught. I strive to make Muskogee a loving place, and if anyone doesn't like Muskogee, I don't give her hot chocolate.
On February 21st, 1940, the great John Lewis was born. Having residence near Troy, Alabama, his parents worked as sharecroppers. At a young age, Lewis experienced segregation and had to attend segregated schools. As he met the age of 18, he went on to attend the American Baptist Theological Institute and Fisk University. While attending these universities, Lewis developed a great passion for civil rights. He went on to be a part of the well-known Freedom Riders in 1961. In this group, he protested against segregation and Southern bus terminals. Furthermore, in 1963, he was then elected as chairman of the SNCC, which stood for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Serving in this position, Lewis organized sit-ins, movements, marches, and other acts of activism. In the same year, Lewis helped plan one of the most influential marches in history. This march was the March on Washington. He spoke boldly and became known as one of the Big Six civil rights leaders in the decade. Being in his early 20s, Lewis had already achieved so much, but even at that, he still didn't give up the fight. He and activist Hosea Williams led a march on March 7, 1965. This march would be for the right for African Americans to vote. The marchers, however, were attacked by Alabama troopers and were beaten severely on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. This traumatizing event would be known as Bloody Sunday. Despite the adversity and despite the pain, John Lewis still kept the fight. He and the great Dr. King was able to finally march across that bridge on March 21st, 1965. Decades later, in 1981, Lewis was elected as a member of the Atlanta City Council. After that, he was then elected as representative of Georgia's 5th Congressional District in 1986. He has been a recipient of many awards, including the JFK Profile Courage Award, the NAACP Spring Guard Medal, and has also received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2011. Overall, John Lewis depicted great courage in his fight against segregation. He has become one of the most inspirational civil rights leaders in history. Unfortunately, John Lewis is not with us today. He passed on July 17th in 2020. Although he is not with us in body, his spirit, heart, and legacy still lives on today.
One thing I know is that Muskogee is committed to ensuring that our students are strong readers and strong writers. What you're about to see is an essay contest winner from various school sites that are going to be highlighted and sharing with you the essays to which they have composed that articulate the notable contributions made by African Americans that have been unique and shaped their life or even our lives as we view. Please enjoy.
All lives matter. I think people, including Black lives, should be treated equally. Once I had 3 friends who were Black girls and they were so kind. One of them was really nice. She gave me a chocolate bar on the day that my grandmother died. But back to subject, I really liked how Martin Luther King Jr. gave the I Have a Dream speech. And I like how he was so calm, even if white people made fun of him or called him names. And I like how Rosa Parks sat on the bus and said no to the bus driver. If she would have gotten up, it would be like she was okay with being treated that way. So she sat there. I also like how Harriet Tubman was an American abolitionist. I feel so bad for Harriet and the other slaves. I watched Amanda Gorman in my class, and she speaks of peace. I love how she's so nice. I also can't believe that men were so mean to women and they couldn't vote. I mean, everybody should be treated equally, including us, including women. We need to put our differences aside. Everybody should be treated equally and fairly because that's the way it should be. So it doesn't matter what your skin color is because we all have a different background. Anybody can be friends. We're all put on earth for a reason because God made us for something. You are special and there are so many ways that people can see you are someone made from God. So don't try to change.
When I hear Black Lives Matter, it reminds me of all the riots on TV, in history and today. People fighting for justice. Black people fighting for Black people's liberty. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and the Little Rock Nine. This is what the fight was about. How do I celebrate my Blackness? I celebrate my Blackness by trying to get a good education. My great-grandmother was a teacher. People tell me she was a great teacher. I hope to be just like her. Her name was Mary Louise Wagner.
Black Lives Matter is a movement that began in 2013 after the acquittal of the killer of Trayvon Martin. We have been fighting for equal rights and equal justice for hundreds of years. We continue to fight because our lives matter. Black lives matter. How do I celebrate being Black? Every February, I like to learn about historical Black figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Babe Reeves. I read books about these figures at school. Then I come home and share what I learned with my mom and sisters so we can celebrate as a family. I celebrate being Black by spending time to share Black history facts with my family.
Walking in the light with hope.
Jaron, how you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing great. You know this month, you know what this month is, don't you?
Yes, sir.
What is this month?
Black History Month.
It's Black History Month. It's the month of February. So I just wanted to ask you a question. I know that, Black History Month, we hear that a lot, but how is that important? why do we study or take the time and dedicate the month of February to learning about Black history? What does it mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to me because as a Black person, we ain't get the same opportunities as we do now as they did back then. And it just means a lot to me because I'm a Black person and Black people is kind of going through something right now in life with a lot of trauma and stuff.
So I hear you say a lot of trauma, just the different struggles or challenges that we've incurred by being African Americans. And so, would you say that maybe we're empowered by taking that opportunity to really study those that really stood up and spoke out and spoke up for equality and justice?
Yes, sir, because without them, the world might not be how it is today. So you gotta thank our ancestors.
And so if we're walking in the light with hope, then like you said, we've got to thank our ancestors, those that came before us, that share those same cultural and ethnic values that we have.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, that means a lot. Hey, thank you. I'm glad. I like the way that you answered that. Sounds good. And I know our best is still yet to come as we continue to pave the way forward in studying our history.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Greetings again. On behalf of Muskogee Public School sites, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your attention as we celebrated the historical, cultural, and spiritual heritage of African and African American people. As you can see, no matter the color of our skin, we are all unique and have priceless worth and value. As we continue together in 2021 and beyond, I ask that you will remain mindful about the countless struggles, sacrifices, victories, and priceless contributions made by African and African American people and how this has shaped each and every one of our lives as we know today. I hope that this Black History Month extravaganza is just the beginning of the collaborative efforts to strengthen relationships among our students, staff, and the Muskogee community. I believe and I declare that together our best is still yet to come. Have a great day and thank you.
I need you, you need